You ready to watch and listen to your favorite driver all race long? Check out Track Pass Race View yourself. Log on to NASCAR.com/TrackPass right now and start your free trial. It's the Home Depot Toyota of Tony Stewart in the 4th position.
Stewart's he's running good. Running some pretty good lap times right now, making a little ground on the 38 car. David Gilliland, see McMurray's right up there in front of him too.
Yeah, it's incredibly deceiving. You see these guys in the fastest part of the racetrack, and there's 20 cars between them, and then you catch them going into that final corner, and it looks like, oh my God, they're battling for position right on top of each other. But they are closing that gap. I think the difference between Tony and McMurray is coming down with about 14, 15 laps to go.
And on top of that, and then when you start seeing that you're gaining on a driver, you know, you start driving a little bit harder, especially if you're making up ground.
But how hard is it and how aggravating is it when you say, okay, I'm gaining on him. Now I'm going to get up on the wheel and I'm going to drive, and then you lose a second and a half.
Then you blow a corner.
And then you relax again, and then you gain on him again, and then you get up on the wheel. Harvick's doing a good job. Harvick's pulled away from Fellows. They were running nose to tail there for a little while. Had a pretty good battle going, and he's pulled away.
A week ago, it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. in victory lane. He runs in the 12th position, Marty.
Yeah, having a decent day, Bill, but remember what he said in Countdown Down to Green earlier today? I don't like road courses. I just want to get out of here with a decent finish. And in the process of trying to get that decent finish, he went to school for a few laps.
Tell Juan to go. They're coming. Oh, you're fine. Just keep concentrating on what you're doing there. No, tell Juan to go. Make them hold. He's a pro. That's what I'm telling him.
And now I wonder if he did.
No, here's what I like. He said, tell Juan to go. He's a pro. He's a pro. Well, what are you, man? You're a pro.
But
he wasn't last week, man.
He doesn't like these things, and neither did his dad.
No.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Who does that sound like, speaking of his dad?
That is good right there, man. Because he's looking in the mirror. He's not looking to pick up positions. He's looking in the mirror behind him, wanting to get away from the guys that are coming behind him.
Yeah, if he's, like I said, he's doing pretty good if he's hanging on that 42 car. And he has been for about the last 6 or 7 laps.
Hey, Larry.
Hey.
Was that a challenge?
I closed my eyes, and it's like 1997 and 98 all over again.
I like that. That may be the quote of the year. Tell Juan to go. He's a pro.
Are you kidding? That's a T-shirt next week.
That's exactly
They'll be selling those at New Hampshire.
That is perfect.
And by the way, I heard from Jerry Gappens at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. They do have a few tickets left for next Sunday's race, and Bruton Smith, and they might have some standing room only tickets going on sale in the middle of next week. So it's now the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, NHMS.com to check it all out there, and we'll see you all up there next weekend. Larry Mack?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of propose a question to Kyle and Wally. You know how mentally challenged this racetrack is, and I'm looking at Kyle Busch that has now.
I thought he was going to say we were.
Yes. Well, that too. But the fact that he has led 63 laps, and I can't help but think, I know he's only 22 years old, but when you look at what he has tried to do the last 2 weeks by doing all this triple duty racing, and the fact that he finally decided this week just to stay focused on this 18 car, on this Sprint Cup Series championship, and I don't think he has missed his mark in one corner of one lap. The fact that I think a lot of his focus has stayed here at Infineon.
I wonder if he just put the chance on him.
And you know, and that's a good point, Larry. But I'm gonna tell you something. I talked to him this weekend, and I think he had a point to prove, saying that he was a Cup driver that could win on a Cup road course.
Last green flag commercial break. Come back for the final 10 at Sonoma. Kyle Busch is the race leader, but while you were away, a little bit of extra activity on the track involving that car of Jimmy Johnson with a little help. There you see his pit.
We've seen this earlier with the 2 car. Biffle just tries to get up underneath him. He just cuts it a little bit. He slides up into the 48, just taps him, but it doesn't take much to get somebody around right there, because you're already on the edge of spinning out going through that corner without any help.
On board with Jeff Burton right behind the incident.
Stay in front of you. Stay down. Stay down. All clear. No caution.
15th to 23rd. And we have a car off the track directly across from us. It looks like it's David Rudiman, and he has nosed it into the tire wall. Caution is out.
Yeah, I was sitting there looking out the window, and that car never even started to turn. It was like something was locked up on it because he just went straight, and it didn't even make any indication that it was going to make that corner.
Full course caution with 9 to go.
Here he comes.
Yeah, something left front tire went down.
Left front tire goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And that's a harder hit than what it looks. They've done a good job here at this speedway putting those tires in place. When we first came out here, there were some guys that got into the guardrail and would roll over the guardrail. Remember when you get on the other side between there and the wall? And David has had a tough time out here this week trying to get used to this racetrack.
Car,
And look at it looks like he's had some other stuff going on before this wreck.
This is not that right side damage was could not be attributed to this wreck.
And you saw him drop the window net, the indication that the driver is okay. See him moving around in there.
And wants to leave this place quickly. He wants to leave this racetrack fast.
Let me go.
Not been a good weekend for them.
Lindsay, you got more on David?
Well, I do, and I'm building on what you guys were talking about. He can't wait to get away from this track, basically. I mean, he told me over the weekend just about how he frankly had zero confidence here. And he's one of those guys that'll be really honest with you and say just how much they're struggling. And obviously, you can see that the crew members there are working on talking to him. Just getting him out of the car is most paramount. But David Ruderman, obviously, not the kind of weekend at all that he's wanted to have at this track.
I spent some time talking to his dad, Buzzy, at the Tampa airport last Sunday night after we got back. And he just said, you know, David competes in both the Nationwide Series and over here, and just there you see he's out of the car, and he feels real comfortable in the Nationwide Series, but he comes over here and it's just a tremendous learning experience, lap after lap, week after week.
And it's funny that she uses the word confidence, and you talk about it, because I watched him yesterday afternoon. He lands in a helicopter, he gets in a car that he's not been in all day long, and he goes out and qualifies fourth or fifth in it. That's the confidence he has in his ability, but that's the confidence he has in that team. He has the confidence in this team. He just, at this place, he just lacked that ability or that confidence in his ability to go out there and do it. So he's very tentative, which makes this a hard place to drive when you're tentative.
And this is his first road race in the Sprint Cup Series. Next Sunday, follow the world's best drivers as NASCAR on TNT heads to Loudon, New Hampshire. Tune in as coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern with NASCAR Live on TNT, presented by Castrol GTX. That's followed by the All-State Countdown to Green, and then NASCAR Sprint Cup racing from Loudon. Next Sunday on TNT from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
I know those tires aren't the prettiest thing in the world when you see them laying around a racetrack, okay? But it's like the original softball, okay? I mean, it really is. It's like the original softball to absorb that energy. Tires and old tires like that do a tremendous job to absorb that impact and to be able to bounce the car a little bit.
You look at the angle he went into. It wasn't a pretty angle. It was just going into concrete right there. So that you're right. It does absorb. Anything helps. Hay bales would help.
Hay bale, anything would help.
And it was about 11 seconds from first to seventh. And when they restart, it's going to be about 11 seconds from first to 25th.
Maybe 11 seconds from the end of the race when they restart. No, but yeah, and this is, you know, this is what Kyle Busch dreaded, and this is what Jamie McMurray was praying for. So one more shot at him, you know what I mean? I think Tony feels the same way. One more shot at these guys, because, you know, you got to get up through the gears. You got to get up through that first corner again with everybody right on your tail one more time.
That's it.
To get through it.
The only thing that you can really do right now to Kyle Busch is just put the pressure on him, which nobody has done all day long. I mean, he's pretty much had clear sailing, almost to the point where it looks like he could just go if he wanted to, if somebody did start to come up in his mirror. So now, again, we're at the end of the race. These guys are going to dig down a little bit deeper, especially Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be going for it.
Yeah, Kyle's just run his own race. Now these guys are going to have to force him. If they can force him in those first couple of laps to make a mistake and get out of his rhythm, then Tony or McMurray are one of those guys, or even David Gilliland may have a shot at him.
And I think McMurray, just watching him on the restarts today, I think that's where he's going to be trying to make that move, is on the restart, or at least
he's going to
mirrors up.
Yeah, he's going to try to repeat the move he made on the 21 car.
Let's check with Mark and Larry.
All right, thanks, Bill. Yeah, I got Larry Mack here, and you guys are talking about all the cars coming up on the number 18. I want to know from you, what's the number 18 do to keep these guys off them as they restart this thing?
Well, they're on very old tires, and you have to be so careful that you get those tires cleaned off and you don't spin the tires on this restart. They've been out there, you know, almost 30 laps or better on those tires. But I think a turning point of this race, even though we're here at lap 103 or 104, was on lap 29. When I look at Tony Stewart and Kyle Busch teammates, remember they qualified 30th and 39th. When they were sitting on pit road and the caution came out, they were able to get their 4 tires, complete their stop, go off of pit road, and gained all that track position. I think lap 29 was key for those guys as they were sitting there. Then the caution comes out.
Yeah, I mean, we had last year several times where the cautions came into play, and this year really just that one time.
And then on the flip side of that, it's been the Achilles heel for Carl Edwards in the 99 and Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Right after the caution came out, that's when they had to come to pit road under caution. They lost their track position not once, but twice.
All right, let's get it back upstairs as we're ready to go green, guys.
All right, thanks. No lucky dog inside of 10 laps to go. Be 6 to go when they get the green flag after they come around through turns 11 and 12. Want to thank the folks from Sprint. They hosted a very nice dinner at Del Dotto Winery on Thursday night. It's very nice of them. Got a chance to talk to some of the guys from RCR. They were there. And congratulations to the people here at Infineon on an outstanding Grand Marshals dinner on Friday night that raised a lot of money for the Speedway Children's Charities. They did a great job with that. It was fun being a part of that. Boris said won the cook-off, by the way. So he did better Friday than he did today.
All right, I think you watch these guys, especially 26 of McMurray and Stewart on this restart. And if they anticipated just right, they could do something, but they're kind of laying back a little bit right now.
Yeah, McMurray especially.
And Kyle just smoked him right there on the restart.
Yes, he did.
6 to go.
That was a good restart by McMurray, though, even at that, because he got rid of Tony, and that was a big deal for him. You know, he's focused on that 18, but he's got to get rid of Tony too.
Ooh, I don't know if he's going to get rid of Tony
there. And Tony's going in here, and Tony has the preferred line here. Tony has that's a mistake by the 26. He got in the corner. He had position, got in the corner too hot. But how many times have we seen that on restarts so far today?
Bobby Labonte had stalled on the track. Apparently he got a push back, has made it back to pit road. Robbie Gordon helped the 43 back.
Harvick goes in.
We got McMurray and Stewart.
Harvick just took out 4 guys.
That was incredible. One just barely got by that.
And Harvick just got in there way too deep, got on the brakes, got it loose.
That's an incredible dominoes effect. That's an incredible. I don't think I've seen 3 cars spin like that either. Synchronized spinning, and there's Ron Fellows.
Fellows is the other car.
After a great run that he had today, you got to give him kudos for that.
Watch here now. You'll see the
caution is out, by the way.
Harvick just got loose and tried spinning it down. I mean, unfortunately, he tried avoiding the 26 and everybody else, but there's no way that everybody is sitting there.
Full course caution after this. 33 races since Jamie McMurray has been to victory lane at Daytona in July of last year. 29 races since Tony won at Watkins Glen.
That's ugly.
That is, and this is when you know, golly, look at that. It's like bowling pins. When the ball hits, it just knocks them in. It's just a chain reaction.
He'd still be sliding if that 26 car wasn't there to stop him. I mean, he went in there.
On board with Kevin Harvick.
This is the turn before where he gets into him. He gets a good run on the 38 car right here. And you see him go to the inside.
Left side, driver on in there. Left side, good job. Left side, clear. Left side, ooh.
He may have got a little wheel hop on that deal, too, because I heard something shuddering back there.
Down, caution.
Poor Tony's probably going, what the heck? Yeah, open racetrack.
That's cool, though, man. I mean, you heard him as soon as it started to spin, he lit it up, trying to keep it out of the dirt and trying to stay, and he pretty much stayed off the dirt. He just spun around.
And look who's second right now.
Look who's second. Look who's third, too.
Right.
That's what's killing me. We've heard Jeff complain, but the 38 car of David Gilliland has put himself in a great position. He was just in the right place. He was the car that was being passed by the 29 when the accident happened.
32 years old in his 67th Sprint Cup Series race.
You know who's loving this more than anybody? The 18 car. He looked